From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Tuesday, the 10th day of March for 2026. Yeah, Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way. All your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. Nebraska, all they do is keep winning in men's college basketball, but we drop out of the AP Top 10 poll again this week. We'll talk about that coming up. We'll check out the top 25 rankings for you. UConn continues to lead the women's college basketball poll as they continue their winning ways. Nebraska head basketball coach Fred Hoiberg has agreed to a contract extension with the Huskers. Game time for the Nebraska baseball game with North Dakota State has been moved up for tomorrow. Hastings College baseball team will play their home opener today against York College. That one gets underway at 2 this afternoon out at Duncan Field. We'll have the game here on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame at 1:45 this afternoon. The 2026 football schedule has been released for Nebraska Kearney. We'll take a peek at that. The state high school boys basketball tournament gets underway tomorrow in Lincoln. We had a ton of NFL moves yesterday that we'll talk about here this morning. Plus, Dana Holgerson, the offensive coordinator for the Nebraska football team, is going to join us here today on the show. Going to be hearing about the Huskers spring workouts and how they are going down in Lincoln. So all that and more coming up for you today as you get up and get going. Joining us at the breakfast table here this morning as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios. Good morning, my man.
Good morning. I think the top story on everybody's bucket list, or at least at the water cooler today, a lot of new names going to some new places, and NFL free agency was just feral yesterday. It was absolutely wild. And Kansas City, obvious winners, I think, in free agency. We'll get to talk about the Chiefs and some of their moves. Buffalo, they missed the alarm clock. I think they forgot the whole time change happened because they didn't get anybody. Wide receivers galore, and we couldn't nab a damn one of them. But, yeah, Mike Pittman, Mike Evans, Tua, the saga there. The Willis with albeit 6 NFL starts, is going to be a brand new quarterback. They just basically swapped out. Atlanta said thank you very much with Tua. They took Tua. Meanwhile, Kansas City out of nowhere says, hey, we'll go ahead and take the Super Bowl MVP. I don't know where you come up with your magic money for that. All your contract restructuring, and now you can sign the freaking reigning Super Bowl MVP. It's a little head-scratching, but congratulations on that signing, and then Kelsey coming back, obviously, for one more year. Wild day in free agency.
Let's just start there because, Adam Schefter, he tweeted all day yesterday.
His phone was breaking.
It was going bonkers yesterday. But, you mentioned the Kansas City move. Kenneth Walker III, MVP Super Bowl performance last year, now signs with the Kansas City Chiefs. Walker rushed for 1,027 yards, 5 touchdowns last year. He comes over to Kansas City. Our running game has been bleak the past year or so.
That's a polite way to put it this morning.
We just haven't run the rock.
Bleak's good.
And we got to
run the damn ball. That's right.
And if we're going to run the damn ball, there's nobody better than Kenneth Walker to come over from Seattle to join us. A 3-year deal worth $45 million. He becomes the highest paid free agent deal for a running back in NFL history. So the Chiefs come up with a good one there as Kenneth Walker III will be moving from Seattle to Kansas City next year. Earlier in the day, Travis Kelce says, why not? I'm back for a 14th NFL season. He signed a deal with Kansas City worth $12 million for 1 year. It carries a maximum value of $15 million. Even at the age of 36, Travis still led the Chiefs last season in targets with 108, receptions with 76, in yards with 851, in touchdowns with 5, and in receiving first downs with 45. So Kenneth Walker III, Travis Kelce are now happy with Kansas City. So,
well, be honest. Travis Kelce didn't say, "Hey, why not? I'm going to come back." Taylor said, "Hey, I really like watching football. Why don't you go out and play another year?" Pretty sure that's the way that conversation happened. But
you're pretty sure? Wait a minute. You're pretty sure that's the way it happened? That Taylor Swift had everything to do with Travis coming back?
Absolutely. Come on, live in my fictitious universe for just 5 minutes. It's kind of fun. Do you think this is the last ride? Like gearing up, strapping in? This is the boys giving it one more go?
Well, I think we talked about that just last week. Yeah. Don't be surprised that maybe Tyreek ends up again in Kansas City for one more run. So now they've got their running game.
You just paid the highest running back contract in free agency.
Yeah.
You got money to do that? Bring Tyreek back too?
Do. Well, remember we restructured all those contracts?
All two of them?
Two of them. We released some guys. Obviously, we have the money to do it, or we couldn't have done it. Well, Kansas City, they just have a knack to doing this. They all of a sudden come up with oodles of money to spend in free agency, and everybody's just kind of saying, What? I thought they were $50 million over the cap. And we were. Yeah, we were. We were $50 million over the cap, but some way the Kansas City Chiefs have money to re-sign Travis Kelce, and we go out and get the Super Bowl MVP. Listen to everybody whine.
Magic Bunny.
Listen to everybody whine. Kansas City Chiefs are stocking up for the 2026 season. So congratulations to my Chiefs. Maybe the cupboard is not empty. A couple other moves. The Pittsburgh Steelers are signing former Carolina Panthers standout running back Rico Dowdle, 2-year, $12.25 million deal. He led the Panthers with 1,076 yards rushing in 2025, giving him consecutive 1,000-yard seasons between Carolina and Dallas. So he is going to Carolina. The Raiders are another team that's spending a lot of cash. They have signed free agent center Tyler Linderbaum to a 3-year, $81 million deal that includes $60 million in guaranteed money, making him the highest-paid interior offensive lineman in NFL history.
They need it.
Yeah, they got a lot of spots to fill there on the Raiders team. They also agreed to a deal with wide receiver Jalen Naylor, 3 years, $35 million, $23 million in guaranteed money. So the Raiders spending some money. Former Jacksonville Jags linebacker Devin Lloyd has agreed to a 3-year, $45 million deal with the Carolina Panthers. We mentioned Tua yesterday. You told me that you didn't think that Tua would be picked up by anybody. Well, about 6 hours after the show yesterday, Tua is now a member of the Atlanta Falcons.
That's the most laughable move of yesterday. What is Atlanta doing?
Well, they got Michael Penix.
Yeah.
And now they brought in Tua.
To sit on the sideline and...
Well, Penix has been hurt.
What?
Penix has been hurt.
Tua is literally walking around with a concussion every day.
Well,
he has brain damage.
if they get a half a season out of Penix and a half a season out of Tua, there's their 2026 season. Kirk Cousins is set to be released before the start of the new league year on Wednesday, so Cousins is expected to be chopped today. And so they'll have Michael Penix Jr. and Tua as the quarterbacks there at Miami, or at Atlanta. So there you go. Tua is going to be in the league.
It's laughable at this point, the Atlanta organization, with the
Denver
moves they've made.
Broncos. The Denver Broncos are bringing back J.K. Dobbins.
J.K.
2-year deal, $20 million, $8 million in guaranteed money. They picked up Dobbins during minicamp last year. He led the Broncos in carries and rushing yards and runs of at least 10 yards last year, but he didn't play after the November 6th game. He got hurt in the game against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And last season, Dobbins failed to play more than 10 games for the fourth time in his 6-year NFL career.
Speaking of guys that made of glass.
Yeah, he missed the 2021 season because of a torn ACL. Played just one game in 2023 after tearing his Achilles tendon. So he's played just 10 games in only 4 times in his 6 years in his NFL career. But the Denver Broncos are bringing him back, J.K. Dobbins. So there's just some of the moves yesterday in the free agency I wanted to talk about. Some big movers, some some people we kind of scratch our heads with, and I'm sure we're going to see a few more pop up today.
Well, Mike Evans to San Francisco, that was a big get. A couple big receivers, I thought, yesterday. I'm still waiting for the Bills to go out and get like one more of these weapons, and there was 2 really good opportunities that were staring them in the face, and Bean and Paguglia must have been sleeping yesterday because their phones didn't go off. Bills made absolutely no splash, no moves.
Are they tight on their salary cap?
No, we're about average. We're about mid-pack with the league.
So they're just hanging on to their bucks right now? Maybe somebody will follow the Bills. You would not think they'd just sit on the sidelines all this free agency period and do absolutely nothing.
Just watched Pittman and Evans just go off to different homes. Pittsburgh had a good day, getting Rico at the halfback spot and getting Pittman as a wide receiver. Those are 2 big weapons. Now it's literally on the quarterback in Pittsburgh, and I think Tomlin, not Tomlin, who's taking over on the Pittsburgh spot, McCarthy?
McCarthy, yeah.
Okay, I forgot that coaching carousel. We'll have some pretty good weapons to work with. So,
see what Aaron Rodgers elects to do.
We passed the point of seeing what he wants to do. I think even if he wants to come back and play football, Mike, I'm going to tell you this right now. If he wants to come back and play football, awesome. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to want him to start. That's the vibe that I'm getting.
I beg to differ.
I know it's the McCarthy-Rodgers connection.
Yep.
But I can't see him starting.
I beg to differ. If he wants to play and if he wants to come back to Pittsburgh, I say you welcome the guy back. Led you to the playoffs last year. You welcome the guy back. You retool things a little bit to help him out, get over the hump.
Yep.
I see,
and that needs to be offensive line, not weapons.
Well,
you got him a bunch of weapons, but he has no offensive line.
The draft is coming up.
You're not going to draft 3 rookie offensive linemen and expect to put them right into the NFL right away?
God, do they need 3? They need 3 offensive linemen? I don't know. I don't know about the depth for the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line. Next man up.
Aaron Rodgers needs 3 offensive linemen. Let me rephrase. A mobile 27-year-old, 25-year-old, 24-year-old quarterback wouldn't need as much insurance on the offensive line. And Aaron Rodgers, you need all the insurance on the offensive line. Otherwise, teams are going to load the box and just make brain hell on you all day.
But now we got a running back there at Pittsburgh.
Run the damn ball.
Yeah. Maybe Aaron Rodgers don't have to drop back and throw 50 times a game at Pittsburgh.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
Maybe they can run the damn ball a little bit,
defense
take
is
a little
exhausted.
pressure off of Aaron Rodgers.
The defense is exhausted. We rest our case.
We'll see what happens. You've been wrong so many times. You were wrong on Tua. You were wrong on Aaron Rodgers coming in back to the league at Pittsburgh.
I'm not wrong on Tua. He shouldn't be playing NFL football.
According to who?
Anybody that knows anything about brain damage and all of the hits that he has taken over the years, like he is on borrowed time just as a coordinator, let alone as an actual football player that straps up every single Sunday and goes out there.
You don't think he's been through 8 jillion tests? You think Tua is just doing this? I know the doctors say I shouldn't be playing. I'm gonna go out and play.
Yeah.
You don't think Tua's been through 8 jillion tests? We'll see what happens with the Tua in Atlanta. A couple other notes. A couple of more men's basketball teams. They punched their ticket to the big dance. Georgia Southern, they beat Troy last night to win the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. Georgia Southern over Troy, 71-61. So Georgia Southern will join the field. Furman, they beat top-seeded East Tennessee State, 76-61 last night to win the Southern Conference Tournament title. Along with that, the NCAA tournament bid. So welcome to the big dance, Georgia Southern and Furman. They'll be part of the 68-team field, joining the teams that we had yesterday. So that's exciting news.
5 of 68.
Maybe get them into your bracket.
Ew.
Georgia Southern and Furman.
Georgia Southern, that's the school that knocked Scott Frost off. Finished him off for good.
In football.
That's the only thing I know about Georgia Southern.
Florida has fired their women's basketball coach, Kelly Ray Finley. Gators poised to miss the NCAA tournament for the 4th consecutive year. The 40-year-old Finley went 93-75 in 5 seasons in Gainesville, including 30-50 in Southeastern Conference play. So Florida looking for a new women's basketball coach as Kelly Ray Finley has been given the axe down there in Gainesville. So those are some news and notes that I had picked out today. Oh, Aaron Judge hit a 2-run homer. Yeah. United States beat Mexico 5-3 in the World Baseball Classic in Houston yesterday.
Judge went deep. Roman Anthony went deep.
Yep.
Bobby Witt Jr. played, his most incredible game defensively. Judge was also great in the field. Had some amazing throws from right field and at one point cut down a runner that was trying to grab an extra base over at third. That was a huge out that got USA out of the inning. Paul Skeens on the hill. If there's a better symbol of America than Paul Skeens just hurling a rock at you at 98 miles an hour, I don't know what it is. Good game to watch last night. USA, of course, doing just enough offensively, and they have now undefeated in pool play and pretty much guaranteed themselves a spot in the next round. But Italy is tonight. I think Kershaw is going to take the bump, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the U.S. 3-0, Italy 2-0. Winner secures a spot in the quarterfinals in Houston this weekend. You mentioned Anthony and Judge. They hit homers in the 3rd inning last night. Big inning for the United States. Judge had a 2-run blast, and Anthony had a 3-run homer. The United States wins 5-3 over Mexico in the World Baseball Classic, for those of you interested in that. So concludes my morning notes around America as we get closer to home here. Nebraska Nebraska men's basketball surprisingly falls out of the top 10
I don't
this
know.
week in the AP poll.
Surprisingly, I mean, come on. I mean, Iowa is what it is. We took overtime to get them. I know that you're not playing based on how you look, but results. But results are results. You know, you throw in the weekend before. You had that loss with UCLA on the road. So no. I thought we'd go up to 7. I don't know that I was completely blown away by it, but at this point, who cares?
Really
rankings are irrelevant. I think we're a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament, regardless how this Big Ten thing goes. And let's just
wait a minute. We're a top 4 seed.
Yeah.
In the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You think we're going to be one of the number ones?
No, we're no. We're a 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Oh, all right.
Regardless how this thing goes.
Yeah, I think we're sitting at number 3 or number 2 on the line right now.
Yep.
I thought you were going to be like one of the top 4 seeds.
No.
Top 4 overall seeds.
I'd say if we win the Big Ten Conference Tournament, I think you can make an argument depending on how the other top 4 teams shake out. I think you can make that argument, but we have to win a lot of basketball before we even start to talk about that. And this Big Ten tournament's not going to be easy, and I wouldn't be surprised if we bowed out in the quarterfinals, to be honest. So we'll just see how things shake out. Like I said, rankings at this point, they don't matter. You're going to be what you're going to be. So, yeah, no, for sure.
To talk about. The Big Ten tournament gets underway tonight in Chicago. Oregon will play Maryland at 4 this afternoon, and then that game will be followed up by Northwestern. They're going to be playing, I think it's Penn State. Yeah, Penn State.
It's weird seeing Dana Altman in the bunny bracket.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, yeah. They've been so good the last couple of years, and it is very weird to see Dana Altman in a bunny bracket game.
So Oregon and Maryland, Northwestern, and Penn State in the Big Ten tournament tonight. We're going to have a baseball action today here on Extreme Sports. Hastings College will open up their home schedule today against York. Broncos have won 3 games in a row. We're sitting at 9-6 on the season. Panthers come in 7-14. Hastings has won 9 of their last 10 games with York, but we haven't played York since the 2021 season, when we had 5 games against York in 2021. First pitch today will be at 2. We'll have the game here on Extreme Sports beginning with the pregame show at 1:45 this afternoon. Watching some of the comments come in, the Chief, who's a big Steelers fan. Steelers need a new left guard and possibly a left tackle. Pittman and running back Dole, good pickups for the Steelers yesterday. So the Chief looks like he's pretty happy with free agency. Russ Kindig chiming in. Yeah, we're going to have the Extreme Sports bracket pool again, the bracket challenge this year. In fact, you can sign up right now if you'd like. Get a jump start. Obviously, the selections aren't out yet until after Sunday, but you can go to our webpage right now, either on your desktop or on your mobile device. Go to our website. Go there at the top of the page where it says Games. Go down to the bracket challenge, and you can start getting signed up if you'd like. Get in the pool and have some great stuff coming up here as far as giveaways are concerned. But get in the bracket challenge. Obviously, it'll start next week, but you can go ahead and get signed up if you like while you're thinking about it right now. What else is going on? Ryan Martin sees Nebraska being a number 4 seed if they win 2 or more Big Ten tourney games, and a number 5 seed if they lose the first game.
That's harsh.
That's coming from a Jayhawk fan.
That's harsh.
Yeah, that's...
Maybe you get penalized a little bit more for losing in the Big 12 conference tournament, but I think we'll be pretty safe in the Big 10. There's every single team that got the double bye, and even some teams that are playing in the preliminaries, the next round over. Purdue was the 6th best team in the Big 10. Purdue was the 13th best team in the nation, and at one point the 6th best team in the Big 10. So I think a little higher degree of difficulty coming in here, and I can't see you get penalized for losing a quarterfinal matchup. I just don't do it. So I think we're 3 regardless, and we'll see where we go from there. Yeah,
Ryan Martin, he's harsh on us today, coming from Mr. Jayhawk.
Get yourself a little more sips of coffee, and then re-chime in on your Husker thoughts.
Yeah, reread your post you just sent us and see if that makes sense to you after you have another cup of coffee.
That was mean.
Yeah, Russ says it's been a long time since Hastings College baseball has had more W's than L's.
We better.
That's been the case.
Right. Mick standing by the way.
Yeah, we're going to be talking with Mick McDowell from Mileta Vista Winery up in St. Paul. They got some special things coming up. He's already online, so let's get to our news break here. It's 7:26, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We'll start off at the state capitol, where Nebraska lawmakers are moving forward with 2 proposals tied to education funding and housing after senators rejected an attempt to remove private school scholarship funding from the state budget. This despite voters overwhelmingly rejecting the idea in the last election cycle. The vote fell short of the 25 needed to succeed. Senator Dan Lanowski from here in Hastings did not vote on the issue. Meanwhile, lawmakers also advanced a bill to raise the state's documentary stamp tax on home sales. Supporters say the increase could generate about $20 million a year to help finance workforce and affordable housing projects across the state. The former president of the University of Nebraska has resigned from his current post leading Ohio State University. Ted Carter stepped down after disclosing what the university called an inappropriate relationship with someone seeking public resources to support a personal business. Carter said he made a mistake by allowing inappropriate access to university leadership. Carter served as the University of Nebraska system president from 2020 to 2023 before taking the job at Ohio State in 2024. It's coming up on 7:28. We'll head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, Nebraska ranked number 11 in this week's AP Men's College Basketball poll. The Huskers are 26-5 in the season. Duke is ranked number 1 for the 150th time in the school's history. The Blue Devils reached number 1 for the first time on December 13th of 1965 and have spent more time there than any other men's basketball program. Arizona is ranked number 2 in this week's poll, followed by Michigan, Florida, and Houston. Rounding out the top 10 are UConn, Iowa State, Michigan State, Illinois, and Virginia. Purdue is 18th, and Wisconsin is number 23. UConn continues to lead the women's poll. UCLA is second, followed by Texas, South Carolina, and LSU. And Nebraska and men's basketball coach Fred Hoiberg have agreed to a 3-year contract extension after he guided the Huskers to a school record 15 wins in the Big Ten Conference this year. Hoiberg is now under contract to the 2031-2032 season. He previously signed a 2-year extension in 2024. And game time for the Nebraska baseball game with North Dakota State tomorrow night has been moved up. First pitch will now be at 4 due to forecasted cold temperatures on Wednesday evening in Lincoln. That's a check into sports headlines at 7:29 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones. Another nice day, but a little cooler day thanks to a passing cold front that'll knock us back to the low 60s. Still plenty of sunshine, but we'll have a north-northeast wind, 10 to 15 gusting to 30 miles per hour. Tonight we'll bring in at least a small chance for a few area showers, and that'll come later on in the evening, the overnight hours, but probably won't amount to much as usual. 31 will be the low, and then on Wednesday we keep the wind, and that'll carry into Thursday, with highs in the 50s Wednesday, 70s on Thursday.
As you wake up, get going this morning. North winds at 15. We've got clear skies at 42 in Hastings, and the feels like temperature is sitting at 29 this morning at Extreme Sports.
Hi guys, this is Justin Consrick with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. Just want to talk to you about how we do things. I talk to farmers every day. A lot of guys just want a simple, honest way to sell equipment. That's why I work with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. We know the equipment, we know the buyers. We run real auctions with no buyer's fees, which brings in more bidders and stronger results. From one machine to the full lineup, we handle marketing, the details, the sales start to finish. We're just real people with real auctions, real results. If you're thinking about auctioning equipment, reach out and give us a call at 308-991-5429.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at Hamilton is Business.
March means March Madness. Ready to turn your basketball knowledge into victory? Extreme Sports Bracket Challenge makes it simple and fast. Create your bracket in minutes on mobile or desktop. Compete with friends and locals. Follow live scoring and highlights. And earn a chance to win great prizes for cash, merch, and more. Join the local rivalry and feel the tournament energy. Don't miss out. Sign up today at extremesports.com/bracket challenge. Presented by Extreme Sports.
All right, Mike Will, Time Center Product with you. It's a Tuesday morning, the 10th day of March. Again, we'll have college baseball today here on Extreme Sports. 2 o'clock first pitch. 1:45 pregame show today from Duncan. Hastings College playing their home opener today against York. We'll have all the action right here on Extreme Sports. 7:33, we want to swing up and talk with Mick McDowell. He's at the Maletta Vista Winery up in St. Paul. Got some special things coming up. Mick, good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Morning, Mike. Great to be with you.
Yeah,
Got kind of windy out there at about 5 o'clock this morning when that front started pushing through.
Yeah, the cold front moved. I let the dog out early this morning. I thought, this is not too bad, but the wind started to howl a little bit, kind of chilly as you begin this Tuesday morning. Maletta Vista Winery, just north of St. Paul. You got a couple of special things coming up later on this month we wanted to talk about. What's going on up there?
Well, we start our spring and summer hours here at the end of the month on the 27th. And the 28th is the first of our mystery dinners. It's a murder mystery where actually the people that come to the winery, if they want to, they get to play the parts. And that's always a fun time. People always have a good time getting up and just having a great time. It's amazing how many people either have been thespians in high school or they just want to get up and be themselves. So this one is called the fleecing, and it's a trip back to an old west town where there's a lot of outlaws, busy drifters, and determined saloon owners, and it's really going to be a fun comedy for people to be attending. So that's coming up. And then on Easter weekend, we are actually going to be having some new hors d'oeuvres that we're going to be offering. We're actually going to have some deviled eggs that we'll be offering, and we have several wine cocktails. So that'll be April 3rd and 4th that those will be available for tasting and trying. Those are really, really nice. I don't know if you've gotten onto our Facebook page and seen the Vino Man video there, Mike?
Yeah, I've been on the Facebook page checking out what you guys have been doing up there.
Yeah, and so we posted this. We posted this spoofy video. You know, it's I am Prairie Vino Man. I at top of my hill, overlooking the beautiful Napa Valley. That's what I would say if I was in California, and it has been a riot, and it has got several hundred, if not 1,000 plays and hits, and it's fun. That's the first of a series that we've kind of got planned to be putting on our Facebook page. Just something fun. So, and then we're in the process of hiring kitchen help. We need a cook for the summer. We'd like to expand our hours a little bit. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if we can, and at least in the evenings. And so someone that maybe has that talent, that interest, they can give us a call at the winery and set up an interview. And I'm sure it'll have to be a tasting, right?
No doubt about that. That's part of the job, isn't it?
Exactly. Cook and we taste.
Well, we got to know what good goes with our palate. If we're going to be cooking some of this food, and we got to know what wine it pairs with. So, tasting certainly, I would think Nick has to go hand in hand there. You mentioned the expansion here coming up on the 27th with the hours, and I know that especially kind of like Mileta Vista and with wineries and breweries across the state, we're always excited for the summer travel season again. And as far as being a destination, I've seen the map. I've seen the pins that people place in from all over, not just Nebraska, Mick, but all over the United States and even the world to come down and try some of this Nebraska wine. I'm sure that you guys are really getting excited to open back up for the spring and summer again.
Yeah, we really are. I mean, even with this really nice weather, it's been hard not to open the doors. But, there's so many high school activities and sports going on right now, and spring doesn't really let up on a lot of that. But we're so excited to get open. And you're right, our map has pins from all 50 states and over 70 countries in the world. And it's amazing to me how many pins from around the world that are on that map. And it's just been a fun experience just visiting with people and that come from Dubai or from, I think we had the soccer coaches from Hastings College, and I think they were from England, Scotland area, and it's just fun to visit with people. And so that's a great time. So look forward to it. Yeah, we sit high up above a hill. We're one of the most, growing up around Trumbull area, and I always say if it's not as flat as a desk and you can't farm it, then you kind of look at it and you say, oh, what can I do with this? But you just come 40 miles north, and we sit 350 feet above the North Loop River, and we can see out over the country for 30 miles at our little hilltop perch. And it's just a beautiful getaway, just 45 minutes north of Hastings and straight up 281. It's a really nice place to get away and to kind of relax, get away from the trials and tribulations of the day. We don't have a lot of fluff here. You can turn your cell phones off and just enjoy the view and the food and the wine.
You can go to your Facebook page and follow a lot of the events going on at Mileta Vista Winery up at St. Paul. But again, as far as reservations are concerned, later on in the month, do they need reservations for everything going on there or what?
For the mystery dinner, they do. They can go online to our events section on our webpage, and they'll see the mystery dinner, and they can click for tickets and get that set up. And they can even choose their seats. For general meals like at noon on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, we don't need reservations, but we do like to have them just so that we can kind of prepare staffing and know about how to prepare for the weekend. That really does help. So reservations are not required, but we really appreciate it if you can call us up and make them. So.
Again, Mick McDowell joining us here this morning on Huddle Up as they get set to open up for spring and summer hours here on the 27th. Again, the mystery dinner, a golden fleecing, going to be on March 28th. I think there's also, if you can't make the 28th work, you mentioned the busy spring schedules, and there's no let up there either. But you're also putting an April date together here, right, Mick?
Yep, April 18th is the date, and thanks for bringing that up here. We've got 2 dates, and I guess if we would fill those up, we might even consider a third there. But March 28th and April 18th, they're both Saturday nights. Start around 6:30. We go till 9, 10 o'clock. We have the food selections on there, and steak is always an option. I think there's a pork option on there as well, and that's really a nice option there. And then I think there's also a chicken option on as well. Very good food. The girls do a great job.
All right, Mick, as far as the winemaking biz, what's going on there? You guys getting ready for another season?
Yeah, we just finished pruning, or we're about finished pruning. I got some vines I've still got to make some decisions on, and so that's when all the growth from last year comes off. And then the new green tissue is where the grapes will come on this next year. And if you have too much, then it kind of changes things. But yeah, we're cleaning up the vineyard. We're getting ready. We're finishing up last year's wines that are in the tank. We're getting ready to do some bottling, some cold stabilization, which is interesting. Otherwise, you get those little crystals that fall into the bottom of your bottle, and unsightly but very palatable. All they are is cream of tartar. And so yeah, we're finishing up, getting ready. Having to get the mower out and start to check its oil and gas, and just like everybody else, we were south of that big fire that was up here. A lot of your listeners may not have known, but wildfires have been kind of crazy with these controlled burns, and a few things that get out of control, and it was kind of hairy, but we could definitely smell it the next day when the wind changed.
All right, again, to talk with Mick McDowell for another minute or two from the Milano Vista Winery up at St. Paul. Your wine is available in stores around the Hastings area, the Tri-Cities area. You can find Milano Vista wines on the store shelf. So if you want to check out your wines, you can do that right now. Just head down to your favorite store.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, we've got like 125 locations across Nebraska, all the way from Omaha to McCook, that have our wines, and we're really appreciative of all those vendors and retailers that carry that. And two of the great wines, three, you could say, Workhorse is a red wine for white wine drinkers. It's just been our number one since we opened. If you like something sweet and fruity, we've got a rhubarb raspberry that is called Elephant's Ear, and that is just unbelievable. That actually won a best of class in Los Angeles last May. And then if you got port drinkers, we have a port, and that's available at one of the retailers there in Hastings. They're on the west side of Burlington, and it won best of class in Los Angeles last year also. So we send those wines off, and they get judged. They're blind judged. So they go into a class of like wines. You usually have 3 judges that taste them. Those judges, they'll pick the ones that are good, those that aren't as good, those that, maybe need a little more work or whatever, and they'll be able to give a gold, silver, and bronze or no medal at all. And then when you get the one that they say, this is, really good, and all 3 of them give it a gold, then it gets a double gold. And that's what our Elephant Ear won last May in Los Angeles, of all places, where sweet wines you would never think would be all that great. But it won a double gold, so all 3 judges thought it was great, and then it got 98 points. So that's just a little bit on the judging process, a little bit on our wines. And, stop by, pick up a bottle. If you can't pick it up at your retailer, or you want something nice to do on a evening or Saturday, Sunday, just come on up to Maletta Vista Winery. We're just right on Highway 281 at the top of the hill, 4 miles north of St. Paul, Nebraska.
All right, Mick, thanks for spending a little time with us here this morning. We'll keep tabs on what's going on up there, all right?
Mike, appreciate it. Thanks for letting me have a little time.
Yep, that's Mick McDowell. Again, he's up there at the Maletta Vista Winery up in St. Paul, just north of St. Paul. Stop in and see them. They're going to be opening back up their spring hours here by the end of the month, so that's a good sign there. That's like talking a little wine in the morning, isn't it?
Loved the description on Elephant's Ear, a red wine for white wine drinkers. It also reminds me, Elephant's Ear, wasn't there a bar in Kearney?
Oh, yeah.
Called Elephant's Nose?
No, it was
or was it Elephant's Ear?
Wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was Elephant's Ear.
Well, wherever we had the company Christmas party one time,
yeah.
And I can't quite, I mean, that's a little fuzzy in and of itself, but there was a slide.
Yep, you had to go down if you wanted to get down because the drink is so potent up there that they didn't want you maneuvering through the steps, so you could go down the slide.
Going down the elephant's nose.
I think we call it the elephant's nose. I think it was the elephant's ear. Somebody in Kearney can kind of let us know
elephant's eye.
Oh, elephant's eye, wasn't it?
Elephant's eye, according to the IT guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Everybody's chiming in.
I just remember the slide. That's all I remember.
It was elephant something. I know that. Elephant's eye. Anyway, waking up with Mike and Tyson this morning, 7:46. Extreme Sports for this Tuesday. The Nebraska football team continues their spring workouts in Lincoln. Haven't heard a whole lot about how things are going, but evidently the Huskers held a 150-play scrimmage on Saturday. And Nebraska's offensive coordinator, Dana Holgerson, he met with us, and he says right now the offense has been looking pretty good from everything he's seen.
Been very encouraged with the amount of football that we've been playing and what it looks like. I'm seeing some things that I haven't seen since I've been here. So just encouraged with the progress of where we're at. So got obviously a long ways to go. I mean, we're not even done like installing stuff. So, that's what spring is. We'll be a different team in June. We'll be a different team in August. So just a constant evaluation of where we're at and what we do well and what we don't do well. Just put the plays in and keep repping them and just constantly trying to get better at technique and what our guys do well.
And Dana says the quarterbacks have handled the installation of the offense well this spring.
Yeah, they've probably had the most install meetings, like I mentioned in one of the other press conferences, being able to spend time with Coach Thomas and myself, back in January, they've probably had more meetings than anybody, so I think they got a good grasp of it. TJ's heard it, Danny's heard it, it's new to Anthony, and he gets mad if I tell him the same play twice. He's like, I got it, and so he's a experienced, bright kid, he's got a good, firm understanding of the game, so very pleased with where he's at from a knowledge standpoint right now. He's fun to watch, it's fun to coach.
And what about our new quarterback, Anthony Calandria? The coach says he's been impressed with what he's seen so far.
He does some things I've never had. I've never had that mobile of a quarterback. Probably the most mobile one that I had was Skylar Howard. Had him for like 2 years. Just he was a runaround guy, threw a good deep ball. I've never coached like extending plays like I'm coaching right now, just because he has a really unreal. And, and TJ's an athletic guy too, but he has a good understanding of off-schedule stuff, of keeping the play alive. And I tell you, that's really resonated with the wideouts and the running backs and the tight ends. We weren't very good at extending plays and off-schedule stuff last year, and so receivers got really lazy on, once the play breaks down, they got real lazy on what they were doing. And so that's been a big area of focus. We work scramble drill a lot, but man, I'm encouraging those guys to extend the play and make things happen. That used to really piss me off when guys would extend plays. I'm like, you're never going to do that in a game. I mean, you're just not mobile enough to actually do that. You got to get the ball. I had to coach those guys different. Like, get the ball out, get the ball out, get the ball out. Now I'm like, yeah, if First Street ain't there, just run. And we're doing a lot of, not necessarily true quarterback run game. We will, especially when we get into some red zone stuff. But, just the ability to be able to extend the play just on drop back pass. And receivers understanding, I better get to those spots, and so I'm really coaching that hard, and we're working on it, and that's been something that I've had to kind of adjust my thinking on.
Now, TJ Lateef is still on the Husker roster. He started 4 games at quarterback for us last year, and Dana says he's kind of elevated his game here this season so far.
Yeah, he just needs to speed things up. Everything's. And watching Anthony has been good for him because Anthony does everything so fast. Like, he processes fast, he moves fast, he drops fast, he goes through reads fast. Everything's just really fast because he's started for 3 years, right? So I think that's been good for TJ to understand, how to accelerate things. I think that was TJ's biggest problem last year is it's not his fault. He's a true freshman, right? Just things were happening really fast, and he couldn't keep up with it at times, And so I think him being able to, have the example of the quickness of how you need to play this game. Every game's about 5-6 seconds, right? So you better do things quick. And so he's focused on that, speeding up his feet, speeding up his release, speeding up his progressions, how he communicates in the huddle. Anthony's been really good for TJ when it comes to that.
Yeah, and what about the rest of the offense? Dana Hogerson says the running backs are having a good spring as well.
The guy looks explosive. Mosey looks more comfortable. Ives is getting in there doing some things. Jamal Rule will turn people's heads. He's big, but he's athletic, runs as good as any of them. Connor Booth's coming along. So we feel really good about that room, and they're competing hard every day.
All right, that's Dana Hogerson, offensive coordinator for the Huskers, as they continue their spring workouts. I think they just completed week number 2. They've got a spring break coming up, and then they'll practice for another couple of weeks. So it's basically 15 practices over the course of 5 weeks, but one of the weeks they're gone. So 15 practices over 4 weeks. But there's the latest from the Husker football camp. Amber's already chiming in. It's way too early to talk about how good they look in spring practice.
Well, they're always going to say that. No coach is going to come out in spring workouts and go, you know what, guys?
We look like crap.
We look like shit. The transfer portal, that was a mistake.
That was a mistake. We misfired at all these guys that we brought in and we're paying millions and millions of dollars. But, hell, we'll see what we got come this fall. Cross your fingers, hope for the best. Boy, we sure made some stupid mistakes during the portal process.
I don't know what we were thinking. He looks like crap.
Yeah.
No one's going to say that.
Throw the ball. Thought he could throw the ball downfield. Hell, he can't throw past 10 yards.
God.
Yeah, so everybody looks good at this time of the year. So,
hell, Jeff Sims looked good at this time of the year at one point. Sims. Good God.
Yeah, it's 7:53. Waking up with Mike and Tyson this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
All right, let's head to the state capitol. Hope our blood doesn't boil too much. Nebraska lawmakers are moving forward with 2 proposals tied to education funding and housing. This after senators rejected an attempt to remove private school scholarship funding from the state budget. This despite voters overwhelmingly rejecting the idea in the last election cycle. A vote fell short of the 25 needed to succeed. Senator Dan Lanowski from here in Hastings didn't even vote on the issue. Meanwhile, lawmakers also advanced a bill to raise the state's documentary stamp tax on home sales. Supporters say the increase could generate about $20 million a year to help finance workforce and affordable housing projects across Nebraska. And we head to Ohio State, where the former president of the University of Nebraska has resigned from his current post leading Ohio State University, stepping down after disclosing what the university called an inappropriate relationship with someone seeking public resources to support a personal business. Carter said he made a mistake by allowing inappropriate access to university leadership. Carter served as president from the University of Nebraska system from 2020 to 2023 before taking the top job at Ohio State in 2024. 5 minutes until 8 o'clock. Let's head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Hastings College baseball team will play their home opener today against York. The Broncos are 9-6 in the season. The Panthers are 7-14. Hastings has won 9 of the last 10 meetings with York, but the 2 teams have not played since 2021. First pitch today will be at 2. We'll have the game here on Extreme Sports, beginning with the pregame show at 1:45 this afternoon. The Nebraska County football team will play 6 home games this fall, including their season opener on August the 27th against Wayne State. The Lopers will play other home games against Washburn, Pittsburgh State, Missouri Southern, Northwest Missouri, and Fort Hays State. UNK will start spring practice on March 24th. They'll hold a spring scrimmage against Minnesota State on April the 11th in Sioux City, and hold their own spring game on April the 18th. The Boys State High School basketball tournament gets underway tomorrow in Lincoln with first-round games in Classes A, C2, and D2. Classes B, C1, and D1 will hold their first-round games on Thursday. Grand Island Central Catholic will play Douglas County West on Thursday at 10:45 a.m. at the Devaney Center. That's a check on your sports headlines coming up on 7:57 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Another nice day, but a little cooler day thanks to a passing cold front that'll knock us back to the low 60s. Still plenty of sunshine, but we'll have a north-northeast wind, 10 to 15 gusting to 30 miles per hour. Tonight we'll bring in at least a small chance for a few area showers, and that'll come later on in the evening, the overnight hours, but probably won't amount to much as usual. 31 will be the low, and then on Wednesday we keep the wind, and that'll carry into Thursday, with highs in the 50s Wednesday, 70s on Thursday.
We've got north winds this morning at 15. Clear skies 42 in Hastings. The feels like temp is at 29 this morning at Extreme Sports.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, you need a team you can trust. At Jones Group Insurance in Kennesaw, they're committed to helping individuals, families, and businesses plan for today and prepare for tomorrow. From home, auto, and farm insurance to life coverage and retirement planning, the Jones Group takes the time to understand your goals and build a plan that fits your future. Local service, personalized guidance, trusted protection. Call Jones Group Insurance today and experience the difference a hometown team can make.
The key to a thriving community is a good foundation. And for over 75 years, Hastings Federal Credit Union has been building and supporting Hastings and the surrounding areas, providing the support for new cars to keep you on the road, new homes to give you a place to land, or help with whatever life throws your way. With easy access via online banking or our mobile app, it's never been easier to have your financial dreams at your fingertips. Come see us at Hastings Federal Credit Union to start your banking journey today.
Trouble's brewing at Elbow Bend, and somebody's about to get fleeced. This is Mick with Maleta Vista Winery announcing our mystery dinner tickets are now on sale for the Golden Fleecing, Wild West Murder Mystery. So get your tickets at Maleta Vista Winery's events page. Come dressed as your best cowboy or saloon girl garb. Enjoy a great meal, a glass or two of hooch, and help solve the crime before the night's over. But watch your back, buddy. The outlaw might be sitting at your table. The Golden Fleecing Mystery Dinner at Maleta Vista Winery, March 28th, April 18th.
March means March Madness. Ready to turn your basketball knowledge into victory? Extreme Sports Bracket Challenge makes it simple and fast. Create your bracket in minutes on mobile or desktop. Compete with friends and locals. Follow live scoring and highlights. And earn a chance to win great prizes for cash, merch, and more. Join the local rivalry and feel the tournament energy. Don't miss out. Sign up today at extremesports.com/bracket challenge. Presented by Extreme Sports.
Mike Will, Tyson Bronick with you on this Tuesday. Yeah, and get signed up for the bracket challenge today if you'd like. Get signed up. Obviously, the brackets won't be out until after the selection show on Sunday, but if you'd like to get signed up and get all the preliminary work out of the way, you can just go to our webpage, x-streamsports.com. Go to the top of the page there where it says Games. Go down to the bracket challenge and fill out all the preliminary information that we need, and you'll be ready to go on Sunday afternoon. Late Sunday afternoon, you start filling out your brackets. Another season of the bracket challenge. We'll have it for you here on Extreme Sports. We'll have baseball today. Hastings College and York, the home opener for the Broncos. First game out at Duncan here. Hastings and York going to go at 2 this afternoon, 1:45 for the pregame show here on Extreme Sports. Hastings currently sitting at 9-6 on the season, so the Broncos have had things go their way early in the year, and Hastings will take on York this afternoon. Then they've got their conference opener coming up this weekend with games against Briar Cliff. They've kind of moved around the weekend schedule a little bit. That was initially a Saturday-Sunday affair between Hastings and Briar Cliff, but evidently we've got some cold weather moving in for Sunday, so they're going to play on Friday and Saturday. Briar Cliff and Hastings in their conference opener. It'll be Friday and Saturday at home at Duncan, so that'll be later on in the week. Also have the women's basketball team. They'll play in the NAIA National Tournament on Friday down in Wichita against Friends University. And the softball team is also in action this week. They'll take on York College on Thursday. So busy week here, Boris, with Hastings College sports here on Extreme Sports. All right, I got everything on my agenda. Everything is off of my plate for the morning.
Alrighty. Gonzaga, Santa Clara, late night basketball. If you want to stay up and watch the next team to punch their ticket to state, Gonzaga, the Big West Conference, is taking on Santa Clara, who got by St. Mary's. It's traditionally always Gonzaga, St. Mary's, or at least it seems like it is.
Gonzaga, they got to be in the tournament, don't they?
Oh, they'll be there. They'll be there.
Gonzaga and St. Mary's in their conference championship ball game tonight. Got several teams that have punched tickets so far. And again, the official selection show is going to be on Sunday. So anyway, if you'd like to catch the show again, maybe missed a portion of the show today, and some comments from Dana Hogerson, the offensive coordinator for the Huskers. Also talked with Mick McDowell up at the Maleta Vista Winery up in St. Paul. If you'd like to listen to those comments, you can download the show, podcast, any one of our social media sites, and listen to the show again at your convenience. Make plans to be here again tomorrow morning at 7 for Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports.